Sarah Mitchell, along with her husband David and their 19-year-old daughter Emma, disappeared on Mount Rainier on August 15, 2019, during what was supposed to be a 3-day camping and hiking expedition. The family from Portland, Oregon, had planned this trip for months as a celebration of Emma's upcoming sophomore year at Oregon State University. According to park records, the Mitchell family checked in at the Paradise Ranger Station at 9:47 a.m. on August 15th, registering for backcountry camping permit number 4821. Ranger Jennifer Walsh, who processed their paperwork, later stated in her official report that the family appeared well prepared and experienced. They had proper gear, maps, and seemed to know the area, Walsh documented. Mr. Mitchell mentioned they had hiked sections of the Wonderland Trail before. David Mitchell, 48, worked as a civil engineer for the City of Portland's Public Works Department for over 15 years. Colleagues described him as methodical and safety-conscious. His supervisor, Tom Bradley, told investigators that David had requested vacation time 2 months in advance and had discussed his family's hiking plans extensively. Dave was always talking about getting Emma out on the trails before she got too busy with college, Bradley stated during police interviews. He'd show us photos from their previous hikes around Mount Hood and the Columbia River Gorge. Sarah Mitchell, 46, taught 5th grade at Laurelhurst Elementary School and was known among faculty for organizing outdoor education programs. Principal Margaret Foster provided testimony that Sarah had been excited about the Mount Rainier trip for weeks. She borrowed our school's GPS unit and checked it out properly through our equipment log, Foster confirmed to investigators. Sarah mentioned wanting to show Emma some of the wildflower meadows she remembered from her own college hiking trips. Emma Mitchell had just completed her freshman year studying environmental science. Her roommate at Oregon State, Jessica Chen, told authorities that Emma had been looking forward to the family trip as a break before starting her summer job at a local outdoor gear store. Emma was really into photography and kept talking about getting some good shots of the mountain, Chen stated in her witness testimony. She'd been saving up for a new camera lens specifically for landscape photography. The family's preparation for the trip was documented through various sources. Credit card records show purchases at REI on August 10th, including freeze-dried meals, water purification tablets, and a replacement sleeping bag. The store clerk who helped them, Marcus Rodriguez, remembered the transaction. They seemed like they knew what they were doing, Rodriguez told investigators. The dad was asking specific questions about the temperature ratings on gear, and they bought quality stuff. Phone records indicate that Sarah called her sister, Linda Harrison, on August 14th to discuss final trip details. Harrison's statement to police revealed that Sarah had mentioned their planned route. She said they were going to hike up to Tolmy Peak the first day, then spend 2 nights at different backcountry sites, Harrison testified. Sarah was excited because the wildflowers were supposed to be at peak bloom. The family's departure from their Portland home was witnessed by their neighbor, Robert Kim, who saw them loading their Honda Pilot at approximately 6:30 a.m. on August 15th. Kim's statement noted that the vehicle appeared heavily packed with camping gear and that David was checking tire pressure before departure. They waved goodbye and seemed in good spirits, Kim reported to authorities. Mount Rainier National Park records show the Mitchell family's vehicle entered the park through the Nisqually entrance at 9:15 a.m. The automated entry system recorded their license plate number, and security cameras captured images of their blue 2017 Honda Pilot with Oregon plates. Park entrance fees were paid using David's credit card, which was the last documented financial transaction made by any family member. At the Paradise Ranger Station, the family obtained permits for campsites along the Wonderland Trail segment between Tolmy Peak and Moich Lake. According to park regulations, they were required to specify their intended camping locations and dates. Their permit application, filled out in David's handwriting, indicated plans to camp at Eunice Lake on August 15th and Moich Lake on August 16th, with a return date of August 17th. Ranger Walsh's detailed report noted that the family carried appropriate gear, including a GPS device, paper maps, compass, first aid kit, and sufficient food for 4 days. They had more supplies than required for their planned 3-day itinerary, Walsh documented. This is generally considered good practice for backcountry hiking. The family's hiking experience was well documented through previous park visits and online activity. David's social media accounts showed photos from at least 6 previous trips to Mount Rainier over the past 5 years, including successful summit attempts on Mount St. Helens and Mount Adams. Emma's Instagram account featured numerous hiking photos with captions indicating familiarity with wilderness navigation and outdoor safety protocols. Weather conditions on August 15th were recorded as clear, with temperatures ranging from 45 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The National Weather Service had issued no warnings for the area, and visibility was excellent according to Park Service meteorological data. These conditions were considered ideal for hiking and camping in the region. The Mitchell family's last confirmed sighting was at approximately 11:30 a.m. on August 15th, when fellow hikers Mark and Patricia Williams encountered them on the trail near Tolmie Peak. The Williams couple, who were interviewed extensively by investigators, provided detailed testimony about the brief interaction. They were about 2 miles up the trail, taking a water break, Mark Williams stated. We talked about the wildflowers and trail conditions. They seemed relaxed and were making good time. Patricia Williams added that Emma was taking photographs and that the family appeared to be enjoying their hike. The daughter had a nice camera and was getting shots of the lupine flowers, she testified. They asked us about trail conditions ahead, and we told them it was clear and well marked. The Williams couple continued their hike and did not see the Mitchell family again. They completed their day hike and returned to the Paradise parking area by 4 p.m., where they noticed the Mitchell family's Honda Pilot still parked in the overnight camping section. We didn't think anything of it at the time, Mark Williams explained to investigators. It's normal for backpackers to leave their cars for several days. Park maintenance records show that the Tolmie Peak Trail was in good condition on August 15th, with no reported hazards or closures. The trail, rated as moderately difficult, follows a well-established path with adequate signage and regular maintenance. Park Service data indicates that hundreds of hikers use this trail safely each year without incident. The Mitchell family's camping permits required them to check out at the ranger station by 6 p.m. on August 17th. When they failed to appear, Park Protocol initiated after-hours contact attempts. Ranger Walsh attempted to reach the family using the emergency contact information provided on their permit application, calling Linda Harrison at 7:30 p.m. on August 17th. Harrison's testimony revealed her immediate concern when contacted by park officials. Sarah always called me when they got back from hiking trips, Harrison told investigators. When the ranger called saying they hadn't checked out, I knew something was wrong because Sarah never missed check-in times. The initial missing persons report was filed at 9:45 p.m. on August 17th, approximately 3.5 hours after the family's planned return time. This report triggered the activation of Mount Rainier National Park's search and rescue protocols, beginning what would become one of the most extensive missing persons investigations in the park's history. The Mount Rainier National Park Search and Rescue Team was officially activated at 6 a.m. on August 18, 2019, after the Mitchell family failed to return from their scheduled 3-day hiking trip. Chief Ranger Michael Torres coordinated the initial response, deploying teams to the family's last known location near Tolmie Peak within 2 hours of the official search authorization. Search and Rescue Coordinator Janet Stevens established the incident command post at the Paradise Ranger Station, where she began implementing the park's standard missing persons protocol. We treated this as a high-priority search from the beginning, Stevens later testified in official reports. 3 missing persons with children involved always receives our maximum resource allocation. The first search team, consisting of 6 experienced park rangers, departed at 8:15 a.m. to retrace the Mitchell family's planned route. Team leader Ranger Carlos Martinez documented their initial findings in his field report. We located clear footprints matching the boot sizes listed on the family's equipment inventory, approximately 2.3 miles up the Tolmie Peak Trail, Martinez wrote. The prints were well preserved in soft soil and appeared consistent with 3 individuals walking together. The weather conditions on August 18th remained favorable for search operations, with clear skies and temperatures reaching 68 degrees Fahrenheit. However, meteorologist Rebecca Chang from the National Weather Service provided historical data showing that conditions on August 16th had deteriorated significantly. We recorded heavy fog and intermittent rain showers between 2 p.m. and 11 p.m. on August 16th, Chang's report stated. Visibility dropped to less than 50 feet in some areas of the mountain. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office deployed additional personnel to assist with the search effort. Deputy Sheriff Lisa Park was assigned as the primary liaison between local law enforcement and Park Service operations. Her incident reports document the immediate expansion of search parameters beyond the family's registered camping locations. Given the weather conditions on August 16th, we determined that visibility issues may have caused navigation difficulties, Park wrote in her preliminary assessment. By noon on August 18th, the search had expanded to include helicopter reconnaissance. Pilot Scott Thompson from the Civil Air Patrol conducted aerial surveys of the Wonderland Trail corridor and surrounding terrain. Thompson's flight logs recorded no visual signs of the missing family or their equipment during the initial flyover. Dense forest canopy limits ground visibility even from low altitude, Thompson noted. We focused on meadow areas and exposed ridge lines where hikers might seek shelter or become stranded. Linda Harrison arrived at Mount Rainier from her home in Seattle at 2:30 p.m. on August 18th to provide additional information to search teams. Her statement to investigators revealed important details about the family's hiking habits and experience levels. Sarah was very cautious about weather conditions, Harrison told Ranger Stevens. If they encountered fog or rain, they would have sought shelter immediately, rather than continuing to hike. Search dog teams from King County Search and Rescue joined operations on the afternoon of August 18th. Handler Maria Rodriguez deployed 2 German Shepherds trained in wilderness tracking along the Tolmy Peak Trail. Rodriguez's field notes documented that both dogs showed interest in scent trails approximately 3 miles from the trailhead. The dogs followed a scent path for roughly 400 yards before losing the trail near a rocky outcropping, Rodriguez reported. Park maintenance worker Tom Bradley discovered the family's first piece of equipment at 4:45 p.m. on August 18th. While conducting routine trail maintenance, Bradley found a blue water bottle approximately 50 yards off the main trail near Eunice Lake. The bottle matched the brand and color description provided by Harrison from the family's gear inventory. The bottle was upright against a tree, not dropped or thrown, Bradley documented. It appeared to have been placed there intentionally. The discovery prompted immediate expansion of search efforts into the off-trail areas surrounding Eunice Lake. Ranger Martinez led a team of 8 searchers in a grid pattern covering approximately 2 square miles of terrain. Their systematic search yielded no additional evidence on August 18th, but established search parameters for subsequent operations. The terrain becomes significantly more challenging beyond the established trail system, Martinez noted in his evening report. Emergency communications specialist David Kim monitored all radio frequencies throughout the search operation, hoping to detect signals from the family's registered emergency beacon. Kim's logs show continuous monitoring from August 18th through August 22nd, with no emergency transmissions recorded on any frequency. The family's gear list included a personal locator beacon, but we received no activation signals, Kim's report confirmed. Local media coverage began on August 19th, when King 5 News reporter Amanda Foster filed the first television report about the missing family. Foster's broadcast included interviews with search personnel and family members, bringing regional attention to the case. 3 Portland residents, including a 19-year-old college student, remain missing after failing to return from a hiking trip on Mount Rainier, Foster reported during the evening news. The Portland Oregonian newspaper published a detailed article on August 20th, written by staff reporter James Wilson. Wilson's piece included photographs provided by Harrison and background information about the family's hiking experience. David Mitchell was described by colleagues as an experienced outdoorsman who had successfully completed numerous challenging hikes throughout the Pacific Northwest, Wilson wrote. Emma Mitchell's college friends organized a social media campaign on August 20th to spread awareness about the missing family. Jessica Chen created a Facebook page titled Find the Mitchell Family, which gained over 2,000 members within 48 hours. Chen's posts included recent photographs of the family and detailed information about their planned hiking route. Emma was supposed to start her summer job this week, Chen posted. This is completely unlike her to not check in with friends and family. Search operations on August 21st expanded to include technical rescue specialists from Seattle Mountain Rescue. Team leader Dr. Patricia Wong brought specialized equipment for accessing steep terrain and potential fall sites. Wong's team conducted rope-assisted searches of cliff areas and steep ravines that had been inaccessible to standard ground teams. We examined every possible location where a hiking accident might have occurred, Wong documented in her technical report. The Washington State Patrol Aviation Unit joined search efforts on August 22nd, providing thermal imaging capabilities during night operations. Pilot Lieutenant Michael Chang conducted nighttime flights using forward-looking infrared cameras to detect body heat signatures. Chang's flight reports showed several thermal anomalies that required ground investigation, but none proved related to the missing family. Wildlife movement and natural thermal variations created numerous false readings, Chang noted. Park Service Incident Commander Torres held the first official press conference on August 23rd, providing detailed updates to gathered media representatives. Torres confirmed that over 150 personnel from multiple agencies had participated in search operations covering approximately 25 square miles of terrain. We have deployed every available resource and technique in our ongoing efforts to locate the Mitchell family, Torres stated during the televised briefing. During the press conference, Torres addressed growing speculation about the family's fate while maintaining professional optimism. Mount Rainier presents numerous challenges to even experienced hikers, Torres explained. Weather conditions can change rapidly, and terrain features may cause disorientation. We continue to operate under the assumption that the family requires rescue assistance. Harrison made an emotional appeal during the press conference, addressing the gathered media and volunteer searchers directly. My sister Sarah is one of the most responsible people I know, Harrison said. They would not have taken unnecessary risks, and they had proper equipment and experience. We need to keep looking until we find them. Harrison's statement was broadcast on multiple news outlets throughout Washington and Oregon. The search effort faced its first major weather challenge on August 24th, when a Pacific storm system brought heavy rain and wind to the mountain. Operations were suspended for safety reasons, as conditions deteriorated beyond safe working parameters for ground teams. Meteorologist Chang confirmed that wind speeds exceeded 45 miles per hour, with rainfall rates of 2 inches per hour at higher elevations. During the weather suspension, incident commanders used the time to analyze all collected evidence and reassess search strategies. A detailed review session included representatives from all participating agencies and volunteer organizations. We examined every piece of information, every search area covered, and every potential lead developed during the first week of operations, Torres documented in his incident summary. The weather cleared on August 26th, allowing resumption of full search operations with renewed intensity. Additional volunteer searchers arrived from hiking clubs throughout the Pacific Northwest, bringing the total number of active searchers to over 200 people. Volunteer coordinator Susan Martinez organized civilian searchers into supervised teams, led by experienced rescue personnel. The community response has been overwhelming, Martinez reported. We have volunteers coming from as far away as British Columbia to assist with ground searches. Search teams made their second significant discovery on August 27th, when Ranger Jennifer Walsh found a section of torn fabric caught on a tree branch approximately 4 miles from the main trail. The fabric, identified as matching Emma's registered jacket color and material, was located in a steep ravine area that had previously been considered unlikely for hiking access. The fabric was approximately 8 feet above ground level, suggesting it may have been torn during a fall or while seeking elevated shelter, Walsh documented. This discovery prompted immediate deployment of technical rescue teams to the ravine area. Dr. Wong's team spent 8 hours conducting detailed searches of the steep terrain, using rope systems and specialized recovery equipment. Their efforts yielded no additional evidence, but the fabric find significantly altered search parameters and theories about the family's possible route deviation. The case received national media attention on August 28th, when CNN correspondent Sarah Davis filed a report from Mount Rainier. Davis's broadcast featured interviews with search personnel, family members, and hiking safety experts, discussing the challenges of wilderness rescue operations. This case highlights the inherent risks of backcountry hiking, even for experienced outdoors enthusiasts, Davis reported during the network's evening coverage. By August 30th, The official search operation had consumed over 1,200 person-hours and cost an estimated $180,000 in personnel and equipment resources. Torres announced that active searching would transition to a limited, targeted approach focused on the most promising evidence locations. "We are transitioning from active rescue operations to evidence recovery and investigation mode," Torres explained during his final daily briefing. The decision to scale back active searching prompted strong reactions from Harrison and other family members. Harrison organized a meeting with park officials on September 1st to discuss continued search efforts and investigation protocols. "They can't just stop looking after 2 weeks," Harrison told gathered media representatives. "These are 3 human beings who deserve every possible effort to bring them home safely." The transition from active rescue operations to long-term investigation began on September 2nd, 2019, when Mount Rainier National Park officially reclassified the Mitchell family case from missing persons to cold case status. Chief Ranger Michael Torres announced the decision during a somber press conference, emphasizing that the case would remain open and subject to periodic review. "We are not abandoning our efforts to find the Mitchell family," Torres stated. However, after deploying every available resource over 2 weeks, we must acknowledge that immediate rescue scenarios have become increasingly unlikely. The reclassification triggered a shift in investigative approach, with Detective Ray Sullivan from Pierce County Sheriff's Office taking primary responsibility for the case. Sullivan's first action involved comprehensive review of all physical evidence collected during the initial search period. His evidence inventory included the blue water bottle found near Eunice Lake, the torn fabric section discovered in the ravine, and detailed photographic documentation of footprint impressions along the Tolmy Peak Trail. Detective Sullivan conducted extensive interviews with the Williams couple, who remained the last confirmed witnesses to see the Mitchell family alive. Mark Williams provided additional details during his third formal interview on September 8th. "I've been thinking about our conversation with them," Williams told Sullivan. "Mr. Mitchell asked specifically about trail conditions toward Mowich Lake, which wasn't part of their registered route according to what I read in the newspaper." This revelation prompted Sullivan to examine whether the family may have deviated from their planned itinerary. Park records showed their permit specified camping at Eunice Lake on August 15th and Mowich Lake on August 16th, but the timeline suggested they were ahead of schedule when encountered by the Williams couple. "The timing and location of the sighting indicates they may have been attempting to reach Mowich Lake a day earlier than planned," Sullivan documented in his case notes. Linda Harrison provided crucial information during her September 10th interview with Detective Sullivan. Harrison revealed that Sarah Mitchell had mentioned interest in visiting additional locations not included in their official camping permits. Sarah talked about wanting to show Emma some of the places she had hiked during college, Harrison testified. She specifically mentioned Spray Park and the Carbon Glacier, which weren't part of their registered route. The possibility of route deviation led Sullivan to expand the investigation beyond the original search parameters. He coordinated with park officials to examine trail registers and witness reports from areas not previously considered relevant to the case. This expanded investigation revealed that a family matching the Mitchells' description had been seen near the Wonderland Trail crossing at Carbon River on August 16th, according to day hiker testimony collected weeks after the disappearance. Dr. Patricia Wong from Seattle Mountain Rescue provided technical analysis of the terrain where the torn fabric was discovered. Her September 15th report detailed the geological characteristics of the ravine area and potential scenarios that could explain the evidence location. The fabric's position suggests rapid movement through the area, either voluntary or involuntary, Wong concluded. The steep grade and loose rock composition present significant hazards for anyone attempting to navigate this terrain. Weather reconstruction became a critical component of the investigation, as meteorologist Rebecca Chang compiled detailed atmospheric conditions for the period of August 15th to 17th. Chang's analysis revealed that a localized weather system had created dangerous conditions, specifically in the area where the fabric evidence was found. Fog density reached near zero visibility levels between 3:00 p.m. and 8:00 p.m. on August 16th, Chang's report stated. Combined with precipitation, these conditions would have created extremely hazardous navigation circumstances. The investigation took an unexpected direction on September 20th, when park maintenance worker Tom Bradley reported finding additional equipment during routine trail clearing operations. Bradley discovered a hiking pole approximately 200 yards from where he had previously found the water bottle. The pole, identified through serial number records as belonging to David Mitchell, was found partially buried under fallen leaves and debris. Detective Sullivan's examination of the hiking pole revealed no obvious signs of damage or trauma, but its location raised new questions about the family's movements. The pole was discovered significantly off the established trail system, in an area that would require deliberate deviation from marked hiking routes. The equipment distribution suggests the family may have become disoriented and attempted to navigate cross-country terrain, Sullivan noted in his investigative summary. Emma Mitchell's college friends continued their social media advocacy campaign throughout September, organizing search volunteer groups and fundraising efforts. Jessica Chen coordinated weekend search expeditions involving Oregon State University students and faculty members. These civilian efforts focused on areas beyond the official search parameters, operating under coordination with park officials to ensure safety protocols. Chen's September 25th interview with Detective Sullivan provided insights into Emma's hiking experience and decision-making patterns. Emma was really cautious about safety, Chen told investigators. She always carried extra supplies and would insist on turning back if conditions seemed dangerous. It's hard to imagine her agreeing to go off-trail unless they felt they had no choice. The case attracted attention from wilderness survival expert Dr. Robert Hayes, who provided analysis of the family's disappearance for a October 3rd article in Outside Magazine. Hayes examined the evidence pattern and weather conditions to develop theories about possible scenarios. The equipment distribution and timing suggest the family may have encountered rapidly deteriorating conditions that forced them to seek immediate shelter, Hayes wrote. In mountainous terrain, the difference between a successful trip and tragedy can occur within minutes. Park Service botanist Dr. Ellen Rodriguez contributed specialized knowledge about vegetation patterns that could provide clues about the family's route. Rodriguez's analysis of the fabric location revealed that the surrounding plant life showed signs of recent disturbance, consistent with human passage. The vegetation damage patterns suggest movement through the area within the time frame of the family's disappearance, Rodriguez documented in her October 8th report. The investigation faced a significant development on October 15th, when a commercial helicopter pilot reported spotting what appeared to be camping equipment in a remote glacier crevasse area. Pilot Jake Morrison was conducting aerial photography for a geological survey when he observed unusual coloration in the Emmons Glacier that differed from natural ice formations. Morrison's photographs were immediately forwarded to park officials and Detective Sullivan for analysis. Technical analysis of Morrison's photographs required specialized expertise in glacial formations and aerial reconnaissance. Dr. Sarah Kim from the University of Washington's Glaciology Department examined the images using digital enhancement techniques. The photographs show anomalous coloration patterns that could indicate foreign objects within the ice structure, Kim concluded. However, definitive identification would require direct examination, which presents significant safety and logistical challenges. The potential glacier discovery prompted extensive planning sessions between park officials, search and rescue teams, and specialized glacier rescue units. Access to the suspected location would require advanced mountaineering techniques and specialized ice rescue equipment not typically employed in standard search operations. Glacier rescue operations present extreme risks to personnel and require perfect weather conditions, explained Dr. Wong during planning meetings. Weather patterns during October and November made glacier investigation attempts impossible due to seasonal storm systems and reduced daylight hours. Park officials determined that any glacier rescue operation would need to wait until spring conditions provided adequate safety margins for technical operations. This decision frustrated family members, who felt that potential evidence was being ignored due to bureaucratic caution. Linda Harrison organized a petition drive in November, calling for immediate investigation of the glacier sighting. Harrison's petition gained over 5,000 signatures from supporters, demanding that authorities utilize all available resources to investigate Morrison's photographic evidence. If there's even a possibility that pilot saw something related to my sister's family, "We need to investigate immediately," Harrison stated during a November 20th press conference. The case received renewed media attention in December when Seattle Times investigative reporter Michelle Park published a comprehensive analysis of the search efforts and ongoing investigation. Park's article raised questions about initial search parameters and whether adequate resources had been deployed during the critical first 48 hours. Interviews with search personnel reveal that weather conditions during the initial search period may have hindered evidence detection, Park wrote. Detective Sullivan responded to media criticism by releasing a detailed timeline of all investigative actions taken since the family's disappearance. Sullivan's December 15th press release documented over 200 individual investigative tasks completed by multiple agencies, including interviews with 47 witnesses, examination of 23 pieces of potential evidence, and systematic searching of 40 square miles of wilderness terrain. The investigation entered 2020, with several active leads requiring follow-up as weather conditions improved. Park officials scheduled Glacier investigation operations for late spring, pending favorable weather forecasts and availability of specialized personnel. Detective Sullivan continued periodic interviews with potential witnesses and maintained regular communication with the Mitchell family regarding case developments. Harrison established the Mitchell Family Search Foundation in January 2020, creating a formal organization dedicated to continuing search efforts and supporting other missing persons cases. The Foundation's mission statement emphasized the importance of maintaining public awareness and pressure on officials to pursue all investigative leads. "We won't stop looking until we have answers," Harrison declared during the Foundation's inaugural press conference. The Foundation organized monthly search expeditions throughout the spring of 2020, coordinating with park officials to ensure safety protocols while maintaining civilian search efforts. These organized searches focused on areas not covered during initial operations, particularly regions that became accessible only during specific seasonal conditions. Weather specialist Chang provided updated meteorological analysis in March 2020, incorporating additional atmospheric data that had become available since the initial investigation. Chang's revised report identified several microclimate zones within Mount Rainier that could have created localized severe weather conditions during the family's hiking period. "Our enhanced modeling suggests that weather conditions were significantly more dangerous than initially understood," Chang's updated report concluded. The case maintained steady media coverage throughout the first anniversary of the disappearance, with multiple news outlets publishing retrospective analyses and family interviews. These anniversary stories kept public attention focused on the unsolved case and generated additional witness reports from individuals who had been hiking in the area during August 2019. Dr. Wong's technical rescue team conducted preliminary reconnaissance of the Glacier area in May 2020, using improved weather conditions to assess the feasibility of investigating Morrison's reported sighting. Wong's team determined that direct glacier access would require a minimum of 8 specialized personnel and favorable weather conditions, lasting at least 72 hours. "The technical challenges are significant, but not insurmountable with proper planning and equipment," Wong reported to park officials. The investigation continued to generate new leads and witness reports throughout 2020 and 2021, with Detective Sullivan maintaining active case status despite the passage of time. Each reported sighting or potential evidence discovery received thorough investigation, though none provided definitive answers about the family's fate. The case remained one of the most high-profile missing persons investigations in Mount Rainier National Park history. On June 14, 2023, nearly 4 years after the Mitchell family's disappearance, glacier research specialist, Dr. Amanda Foster was conducting routine ice thickness measurements on the Emmons Glacier when her ground-penetrating radar equipment detected unusual density variations approximately 150 feet below the surface. Foster, working as part of a University of Washington climate research project funded by the National Science Foundation, had been studying glacial ice movement patterns and their relationship to climate change indicators. Dr. Foster's initial field report, filed at 3:47 p.m. that day, noted that the density patterns were completely inconsistent with typical glacier composition and strongly suggested the presence of foreign materials within the ice structure. The ground-penetrating radar revealed distinct objects measuring approximately 6 feet in length that appeared organic in nature, Foster documented in her official research log. The size, positioning, and density readings suggested possible human remains or large equipment pieces trapped within the glacial ice formation. Foster immediately contacted her research supervisor, Dr. Michael Chang from the University of Washington Glaciology Department, who advised her to cease research activities and notify park authorities immediately. Chang's protocol documentation shows he reached Mount Rainier National Park Emergency Services at 4:23 p.m., triggering the first official response to what would become the resolution of the Pacific Northwest's most prominent missing persons case. Chief Ranger Michael Torres received the emergency notification while conducting routine administrative duties at park headquarters. Torres immediately recognized the potential significance of the discovery given the ongoing Mitchell family case, and contacted Detective Ray Sullivan at Pierce County Sheriff's Office within 15 minutes of Foster's initial report. After nearly 4 years of investigation, this represented our first potentially definitive lead, Sullivan later testified during official debriefings. Detective Sullivan arrived at the Glacier research site at 8:30 p.m. on June 14th, accompanied by forensic photographer Lisa Chang and evidence technician Robert Martinez. Sullivan's preliminary assessment of Foster's data confirmed that the detected objects warranted immediate investigation using specialized glacier recovery techniques. The radar signatures were consistent with human remains based on size and density patterns, Sullivan documented in his case notes. Park Service Incident Commander Torres activated specialized glacier recovery protocols at 6 a.m. on June 15th, coordinating with Seattle Mountain Rescue, the National Park Service Technical Rescue Team, and the Pierce County Coroner's Office. The operation required extensive logistical planning due to the dangerous nature of deep glacier recovery work and the forensic requirements for potential human remains. Glacier recovery operations present unique challenges requiring specialized equipment, perfect weather conditions, and coordination between rescue and forensic personnel, Torres explained during his operational briefing. Weather conditions on June 15th provided the necessary clear skies and stable temperatures for glacier operations, with forecast models predicting a 72-hour window of optimal conditions. Dr. Patricia Wong from Seattle Mountain Rescue led the technical recovery team, which included 8 experienced ice rescue specialists, 2 forensic technicians, and specialized equipment for deep glacier excavation and evidence preservation. The recovery team established a comprehensive work site using ice anchors, safety ropes, and heated shelter facilities to protect personnel during the multi-day excavation process. Wong's operational plan included systematic grid excavation, continuous safety monitoring, and strict evidence preservation protocols. We implemented the most rigorous safety and forensic procedures possible given the challenging environment, Wong documented in her operational log. The excavation operation commenced at 7:30 a.m. on June 15th, with careful removal of surface ice layers using heated water systems and precision ice-cutting tools. The team worked in 2-hour shifts to prevent fatigue-related accidents while maintaining continuous progress toward the detected objects. Temperature monitoring equipment showed consistent ice temperatures of -15 degrees Fahrenheit at the excavation depth. Recovery specialist Jake Peterson made initial contact with the first identifiable object at 2:45 p.m. on June 15th, discovering what appeared to be a partially preserved backpack embedded in solid ice. Peterson's immediate field report noted that the backpack retained remarkable structural integrity, despite nearly 4 years of glacial preservation. The extreme cold temperature and protective ice barrier had maintained the equipment in unexpectedly good condition, Peterson observed. The backpack extraction required 3 hours of careful work to preserve any potential forensic evidence contained within or attached to the equipment. Pierce County evidence technician Martinez supervised the extraction process, ensuring proper documentation and chain of custody procedures throughout the operation. The backpack was immediately identified through manufacturer serial numbers as belonging to David Mitchell, according to equipment inventory records provided by Linda Harrison during the original 2019 investigation. Detective Sullivan confirmed the backpack identification through cross-reference with manufacturer warranty records and family photographs showing David Mitchell using identical equipment during previous hiking expeditions. The discovery marked the first definitive physical evidence directly linking the Mitchell family to the Glacier location, validating the 4-year investigation effort and Foster's research findings. Continued excavation throughout June 16th revealed additional equipment and personal items scattered within a 40-foot radius of the initial backpack discovery. Recovery team members documented the precise location of each item using GPS coordinates, detailed photography, and 3-dimensional mapping techniques before extraction. Items systematically recovered included Emma's camera equipment in its protective case, Sarah's distinctive red hiking boots, water purification equipment, sleeping bag fragments, and various camping supplies that matched the family's original gear inventory. The camera equipment discovery proved particularly significant when forensic technicians determined that the protective case had maintained an airtight seal, potentially preserving internal memory cards and photographic evidence. The camera was immediately transferred to Pierce County Sheriff's Office Digital Forensics Unit for examination under controlled laboratory conditions. The camera's protective case may have preserved the family's final photographs, which could provide crucial information about their last hours, Detective Sullivan explained to media representatives. The most significant discovery occurred at 4:20 p.m. on June 16th, when recovery specialists located the first human remains approximately 8 feet from the equipment cluster. Dr. Wong's team immediately suspended all excavation activities and contacted Pierce County Coroner Dr. Jennifer Park, who arrived at the Glacier site by helicopter within 90 minutes to supervise the forensic recovery process. The preservation level far exceeded our expectations, which would significantly aid in determining cause of death and final circumstances, Dr. Park noted upon her initial examination. The recovery of human remains required implementation of comprehensive forensic protocols to ensure proper evidence collection and maintain strict chain of custody procedures. Each set of remains was carefully documented, using photographic, video, and 3-dimensional scanning techniques before extraction, using methods specifically designed to preserve any forensic evidence that might explain the family's final hours. The meticulous process extended over 4 days under constant supervision of both rescue specialists and forensic investigators. Forensic examination conducted by Dr. Park's team revealed that all 3 family members had been naturally preserved within the glacier ice, with sub-zero temperatures maintaining tissue and clothing in sufficient condition for detailed forensic analysis. The glacial environment created optimal preservation conditions that allowed for comprehensive forensic examination, Dr. Park explained in her preliminary findings report submitted to the coroner's office. Initial forensic findings indicated that the family had sustained fatal injuries consistent with a high-impact fall from significant elevation, likely occurring during the documented severe weather conditions on August 16, 2019. Dr. Park's detailed examination revealed multiple traumatic injuries on all 3 victims that suggested they had fallen from substantial height onto rocky terrain before being subsequently covered by ice and snow accumulation from seasonal weather patterns. The precise location where the bodies were discovered provided crucial information about the family's final movements and decision-making during their last hours. Glacier movement specialist Dr. Robert Hayes calculated that the discovery site corresponded to terrain approximately 800 vertical feet above their registered camping location, indicating the family had climbed significantly higher than their planned route specified in their backcountry permits. Dr. Hayes's analysis of glacier movement patterns over the 4-year period showed that the bodies had traveled approximately 400 feet downhill from their original location due to natural glacier flow. The elevation difference suggests they were attempting to reach higher ground, possibly seeking shelter or trying to navigate around dangerous weather conditions when they encountered the fatal terrain feature, Hayes concluded in his geological analysis report. Weather reconstruction analysis conducted by meteorologist Rebecca Chang provided detailed atmospheric context for understanding the family's final hours. Chang's sophisticated computer modeling incorporated historical weather data, topographical influences, and microclimate factors specific to the discovery location. The family likely became severely disoriented due to near-zero visibility conditions combined with dangerous wind speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour, Chang's comprehensive report concluded. Chang's analysis revealed that temperature conditions on August 16, 2019, had dropped to dangerous levels, with wind chill factors creating life-threatening exposure risks for anyone caught without adequate shelter. The rapid weather deterioration would have created a survival emergency, requiring immediate shelter-seeking behavior, Chang documented. The family's movement to higher elevation suggests they were attempting to escape deteriorating conditions in lower terrain. Linda Harrison was officially notified of the discovery on June 17 by Detective Sullivan during a personal visit to her Seattle home. Harrison immediately traveled to Mount Rainier, accompanied by family attorney David Kim, to meet with investigators and recovery team leaders. Harrison's initial statement to media representatives expressed complex emotions combining relief at finally obtaining answers with profound grief at confirming the family's fate. "We always maintained hope that somehow they had survived and would eventually be found alive," Harrison said during a June 18 press conference held at Park headquarters. "After 4 years of uncertainty, having definitive answers brings a different kind of peace, even though the outcome is not what we prayed for. At least now we know what happened and can properly honor their memory." The discovery immediately generated extensive national media coverage, with major television networks, newspapers, and online news outlets reporting the story as the conclusion to one of the Pacific Northwest's most prominent and extensively covered missing persons cases. CNN correspondent Sarah Davis returned to Mount Rainier to provide live coverage, interviewing Harrison, investigating officials, and search team members about the 4-year investigation effort. This discovery provides closure to a case that captivated the entire region and became a symbol of both the beauty and inherent dangers of wilderness recreation, Davis reported during CNN's evening broadcast on June 18. The Mitchell family's story has touched thousands of people who followed the search efforts and represents the dedication of search and rescue teams who never abandoned hope. Emma Mitchell's college friends and classmates, led by Jessica Chen, who had organized the original social media awareness campaign, coordinated a memorial service at Oregon State University on June 22 to honor all 3 family members. The service drew over 300 attendees, including current students, faculty members, search volunteers who had participated in the original rescue efforts, and community members who had followed the case throughout its duration. Emma would have wanted people to remember the joy and wonder they found in exploring the outdoors, not just focus on the tragedy that ended their lives, Chen said during her memorial address. The Mitchell family represented the best aspects of outdoor recreation: preparation, respect for nature, and family bonding through shared adventure. Their legacy should inspire safer outdoor practices, not discourage people from experiencing nature's beauty. Detective Sullivan concluded his investigation with a comprehensive final report documenting all evidence, investigative procedures, and findings related to the family's disappearance and ultimate recovery. Sullivan's detailed 147-page report chronicled the progression from initial missing persons case through successful recovery operation, including analysis of lessons learned that could benefit future wilderness rescue efforts and missing persons investigations. This case demonstrated both the significant challenges and ultimate potential for success in long-term missing persons investigations, Sullivan wrote in his executive summary. The combination of dedicated investigative work, advanced technology, community support, and fortunate circumstance led to resolution after nearly 4 years. The case serves as a model for maintaining active investigation status on missing persons cases even when immediate leads are exhausted. The Pierce County Coroner's Office released official death certificates on July 8, 2023, listing cause of death for all 3 family members as multiple traumatic injuries resulting from accidental fall. The certificates provided necessary legal closure for insurance claim purposes and estate settlement procedures, allowing Harrison to finalize the family's financial affairs after 4 years of legal uncertainty and administrative complications. Park officials implemented comprehensive policy changes as a direct result of lessons learned from the Mitchell case investigation and recovery operation. New requirements included mandatory GPS tracking device registration for all backcountry permits, enhanced real-time weather monitoring systems throughout the park, improved search protocols specifically designed for glacier terrain, and expanded coordination procedures with specialized rescue organizations. This tragedy has provided valuable lessons about wilderness safety and search operations that will help prevent similar incidents and improve our response capabilities, Chief Ranger Torres announced during a July 15th policy briefing attended by media representatives and search and rescue organizations. The Mitchell family's legacy includes tangible improvements to park safety systems that will protect future visitors.